Love Hurts by Bradley Scott. You know, I love my girlfriend. Love her to bits. But sometimes I wish she'd she's got a right mouth on her. Now, that's one thing that I love about her, to be fair. She'll never let me walk all over her. It's more like the other way around, to be honest. But a couple of weeks ago, it was that mouth of hers, literally, that got me, yeah. That's right, me, not her, in trouble. Let me elaborate. We're out and about doing a spot of shopping up the high street, right? When suddenly, she gets a bit frisky. So, she puts the puck into play for a spot of the old tongue hockey. She's really going for goal, which is fine by me. No complaints here. My hot girlfriend deciding she wants to start a game of back and forth is rarely a bad thing, you know? Especially when other people see, it makes me look good, desirable. So, I'm enjoying myself when suddenly I hear, "Oh, get a room!" And, let me have a go after you, mate. Nuts. Straight away, I know I'm screwed. But I try to carry on, act like nothing's happened. I've not heard a thing. But not her, oh no, not Miss Pottymouth. She starts arguing with them, calling them all sorts. Honestly, how such filth and hatred can spew from such a soft, beautiful, sweet-tasting mouth, I don't know. Already my heart's beating faster, because there's 3 of them, and they all look like they can handle themselves. The type that like to scrap for a laugh. So now, I'm trying to pull her away, telling her to leave it and stuff, but no, she's having none of it. She keeps going, and then one of them says, "Oi mate, you want to calm your cunt down." Now, ladies and gentlemen, I am truly and utterly screwed. Because now they're ready for some action, and they ain't gonna beat on her. No. 3 fellas beating on a woman in the street for all to see doesn't earn you brownie points. So, it's gonna have to be me. And after what they've just said, I can't just walk away. Oh no, because now, if I do that, she'll think I'm weak, a wimp, a wuss, which is, if I'm honest, quite accurate, but so far, I've managed to hide this fact from her. So now, I'm left with 3 choices. None of them are particularly appealing. Choice 1. I could attempt to just drag her away, proving I'm too much of a coward to defend her honour, but they could always follow, which I'm almost certain they would. 2. I could pretend to be the big I am, tell them to go stuff themselves, and get my face full of fists and feet, with the possibility of death. And 3, the option that seemed very, very inviting to me at the time, I could kiss her, tell her I love her, and get the hell out of Dodge. But no, because option 3 is a definite dumping, and option 1 could go the same way. And as I said, I really love this girl, and losing her isn't really an option I'm looking for. So, like a complete chump, I take option 2. Man up, strap on a pair, and go in guns blazing. You can probably tell, but option 2 did not go well. Though, it did go to plan. I got me a bucket of bumps and bruises, of course, and I was pissing blood for a week, among other things. But I got to keep the girl, so trust me, love hurts. It kicks you in the ass, bullies and embarrasses you, but sometimes I guess it's worth it, especially with all the get well, I'm sorry makeup sex you can get. I might just have to get into another fight soon. Our Child Will Change the World by Bradley Scott. The news I happened to hear today. It'll change my world in every way, and others' worlds, I have to say. Today I was told I'm to be a father. Me, a dad. A creator of a soul, a raiser of a child. No easy feat, I've heard. That's the word. But still, it's apparent I'm to be a parent. Our child will change the world, as every child does, whether big or small. Perhaps our son will be an athlete who competes at the Olympics and inspires the desires of others, who makes millions believe in themselves, reach for higher shelves. As he himself delves deeper into his reserves and lifts the country which he serves, achieving what he deserves. Maybe our daughter will write books that shaped the souls of children who grow with her books in their hearts, later becoming a movie franchise which gives thousands employment and millions enjoyment. Wow. Or maybe my child grows in a career of lies, who men, women, and children despise, who becomes an enemy in the nation's eyes. Maybe they become a lawbreaker, whilst being a rule breaker and a life taker. Surely the Hitlers never intended little Adolf to be the man he became. Could Stalin's parents claim the same? Idi Amin's parents couldn't have had that aim. Could they? Would they? What if our little angel grows to become what lurks in the shadows for innocent children and women on their way home at night? What if our descendant delights in being the fright, in starting the fight and being the plight? Oh, please no, don't let it be so, I pray. Let me let these thoughts go. We're good people, I think. I'm sure we are. We would, of course, try to raise our child as best as we could, who understood that it's good to be good. Of course we would. And say that they did. Grow up to be a good person. They're a really good friend, the type on which people can always depend. At parties, they stay to tidy up at the end. But then some Tuesday after work on the M4, they make a mistake. They're too late to brake and cause a 14-car pileup in which 3 die. One loses the sight of their eye. Another is paralyzed from the waist down. Oh my. Maybe we have a girl who grows to have her own business, nothing fancy. And it brings joy to those that visit it. And she employs a small but happy team who find it a dream. Perhaps 2 of those happy employees who would never have met, otherwise fall in love, get married, have children of their own, and live happily ever after, all because of our unborn bundle of joy. Perhaps our son falls in love with a girl at 15, who otherwise would have started dating another boy, who would have been the love of her life. But our son breaks the girl's heart a few years later, and she never really recovers. And the other boy, her perfect match, he never finds true happiness either. Perhaps our son, at age 8, has an accident with his mate and then meets his fate, while the friend grows in self-hate, begins to self-isolate, self-medicate, and before too late, death lies in wait. Maybe our child will one day be at the right place, at the right time, and stop a complete stranger from committing suicide. Or perhaps they will give a friend the perfect advice that leads them to a fantastic job. Maybe as a kid, they'll accidentally give their friend chickenpox, who then has to miss out on the summer camp, where they would have met a lifelong friend. Our child will change the world. They could be a gatherer and disperser of information, a giver and taker of jubilation, someone determined to teach others, or someone who films false lovers. A buyer and seller who deals in drugs, a person who works to catch the thugs, a person devoted to saving lives, a person who makes people husbands and wives, a creator whose creations are always smiles, someone who helps by running the miles, a person who tramples to get ahead, a person who lives to speak to the dead, a person aiming to get the gold, or perhaps devoted to aiding the old, one intent to kill and steal, or maybe to make the greatest meal. They could turn out to be a slob without a job as they stuff their gob, or give to the poor all the loot they rob. They could die in 8 months and be a stillborn, leaving me and his mum forever torn. But in truth, whatever the case may be, our child will change the world. Whatever big and bad, or good and grand things our child is or does, they will change the world in so many ways throughout their days. We are all changing the world.